Should not have drunk all that coffee.
Un po' traga.
Nothing quite like being outside. Oop. A little more gas in the tank, I guess. Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time. Give me a minute to check the map. Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? Let's see. Maybe.
Oh, veio do caralho.
could have been. You don't need to waste any more film on me, kiddo. Good eyes, Don. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad.
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Now keep yourself squared up, elbows down, like we practiced. Whenever you're ready. Great shot, Don! I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so...
normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Caralho.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Ai.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it. Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Ô novinha, ô novinha. Não é tudo de bom.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
O bebê morreu, caralho.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Gregory, it's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. It reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was he saw. It sure made him happy. I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
Beleza. Beleza.
Olha que depois que eu terminar aqui as missões eu vou.
Vai jogar Rainbow?
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea and foam. But I didn't, until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus. My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
É esse mesmo, esse aí.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
É.
But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings. I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family. Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush. I was 4 when Milton disappeared. Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out. Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room, until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room, except Lewis.
Oh, naga, o cara fumava naga, velho.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Ai, o cara fumava baseadinho, então naga.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small. Imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. He took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery, I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on. In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a beautiful prince. The prince was on his own quest for sinister serpents. He followed the sound of his electric electric sitar. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Beleza, Matheus, dá uma mamada agora.
Botou o Santos na final ainda.
E então, Taizinha renovou, a Brena renovou. Aí o Santos principal agora.
O cara tá vindo forte com o Santos feminino.
Began to forget
Agora
the
o
world we know.
masculino, os caras... Dodge. Quem que é esse cara?
Bom, a gente teve pra torcida da TNT.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis,
Agora
the
o
cannery
próximo jogo
worker.
é agora. Olha essa final, primeira final do Fantástico.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
O que? É pra assistir ou ir lá?
É lá na vila. Não, como assim lá?
Assistir de graça na vila?
Acho que é de graça.
Acho que é. O do feminino lá quando o Corinthians joga. E é nas finais, é tudo de graça. Né?
Então, eu acho que é de graça, porque senão ninguém vai, né?
Não, se for deve ser o que? 20 reais. Coisa boa. Pagar pra ver mulher jogar bola não dá, né? Agora pagar pra ver mulher pelada, aí
I still thought I could save him.
Aí você fala, opa.
Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him. His prince waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head. rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Dá pra fazer o mapa inteiro, sem pegar nenhuma marca.
Mas é porque aí é mais rápido, cara. Eles querem que você desbloqueie o que você quer mais rápido.
My brother was really cool.
Tipo,
I
pra
wish you could
chegar
have met
até
him.
ali, você vai usar 2 estrelinhas. Agora, se você não quisesse quebrar a barricada, você ia gastar 7, 8. Sabe? É mesmo assim. Olha a arma do Mouse aí. Pistola. Agora,
On the way back from
olha a
Lewis's
porra da
funeral,
escopeta.
my mom told me to start
Paga.
packing.
Que bagulho louco.
She waited until the day
Onda
before we left
perolada.
to tell Edie.
Meu Deus. Divisor de onda.
I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed.
Também só tem essa porra, né?
But I understand why we left.
O passe é mais pra os mestres da Val que é pica. Mas enfim, o passe é mais só pra
My mom
o
ended
faz
up
tudo de
leaving
drone, que é
everything
novo,
behind.
a porra das armas 3D e os Alpha Pack. Acabou.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
Oh, joga sério. Vem
But it had to end one way or another.
na 15 aí uma
All
partida
that's
só,
left
né?
now is to tell you about
Agora-
that last night. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
To our final night together, and all our final nights apart.
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a
Não é
present for
100,
you in the
é 100
hallway.
pagas,
Why don't
mas
you go
acho
open
que
it?
10 ou 15
The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Você é louco, o jogo não dá nada. Fortnite os caras dá. COD os caras dá. Eu comprei o passe do COD juntando moedinha, tá ligado? Passe do Fortnite juntando moedinha.
Não, eu também, viado. Você é louco do Black Ops 3?
É.
Não, então, você é louco.
Assim, precisa jogar.
E o Fortnite é aquele bagulho lá, o outro
the power
modo
had
lá.
been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of
Não,
candles.
cara.
When my
Ah,
mom
você
said the
não?
library, I don't think she knew about
O
the
outro
other
lá, porque era
entrance.
pago. O outro lá que era pago,
Or that Edie had a key to it.
que dava V-Bucks. Deixa quieto.
Tá mamando aí.
Ô, Fernandão, toca pra mãe aqui, ó.
É, Matheus.
Ai, ai, o cara é bom, o cara é bom, o cara é bom. Tem um cara. Que isso, o cara tá me
The thing you're
explicando.
afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house.
Ah, não, isso não tinha antes, velho. Vai se fuder.
Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories.
Sei lá. porra de smoke. Ah, os caras têm cega. Nômade, eu tenho a porra de smoke. Vai se fuder.
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Roubaram minha kill. Ah, olha isso, mano. Ah, vai se fuder. Ou dá pra todo mundo, não dá pra ninguém, mano.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed.
Roubaram de novo, mano! Não é possível, velho. Ah, vai se fuder, mano.
But when
eu
I
acerto
saw
duas
them,
balas no cara,
I felt
falta
like
só uma.
old
Toma,
friends.
rouba aqui.
That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them.
Eu quero ver quem vai ser o corno aqui.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go.
Meu Deus, mano.
I kicked and screamed, but
Não, cadê agora? Pra eu tacar
Mom
uma
dragged me to the car.
arma ainda, não tem.
I never saw Great Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up,
Meu
but she was
Deus,
already
mano.
gone.
10 assistência, cara. 10!
After that,
Vai
we
se
moved
fuder!
around.
Meu Deus, mano. Eu tenho o dobro de assistência que o cara ali, velho.
Calma, Draguinho. Tem muito estresse.
We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by.
Ah, não, mano. Meu Deus. A
My
câmera
mom
vem
didn't
pra
like to
mim
talk
ainda.
about it.
Ué.
But she started getting sick a lot. She got better for a while, and then she didn't.
Não, eu ia pra cima dos caras, deixava os caras
And
miados.
then I was alone.
Alguém roubava minha kill, simplesmente 3 malucos me matavam e o time ficava olhando, só
The
roubava
last
minha kill.
Finch left alive.
Engraçado, velho.
Until I found out about you.
Das 10 assistências que eu tive, 8 roubaram minha kill, velho, na minha
I'm
frente.
still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes.
Tava falando que a nômade era no R1.
And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it.
It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone.
I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
A coleção da Thorne é mais.
A história por Guyan Sparrow.
Quem tá jogando aí, Fernandão?
Quê?
Tá jogando aí o que, Fernandão?
Candela, granada de neve.
Tô jogando esse joguinho aqui.
Opa, eu só adivinho agora? Tem bola de cristal? Falar o nome é bom.
O nome é... What Remains of Edith Finch. É o nome do jogo, porra. Finds.
What Remains, nunca vi isso. Chupa, corno! Chupa, chupa! Ele tá tentando pra morrer. Ai, ai, tô mais cego que é o Batman. Ah, mano, ixi, foda.
Agora é muito bom, né?
Ah, fudeu, tá vindo dois caras pegar a porra da bandeira. Meu Deus, cara! Pegar a bandeira de volta? Não, né, o cara. A gente tem vida, velho. A gente tem vida, porra de jogo inútil. Vai, maluco. Vai, maluco. Vai, corneta. Vai tomar no cu! É louco, esse modo é muito interessante. Essa merda.
Ó, tinha um cara nas minhas costas. Eu tô no meu spawn. Eu embaixo da ponte.
O senhor pode, pelo amor de Deus, tomar uma bolada na cara? Não toma, né? Vai se fuder. Bota mais assistências na conta do homem. Ah, não. Comigo agora também. Que porra é essa, velho?
Nosso time
Canhão sniper, fudido, filho da puta! Olha isso, mano. Mano, tem 5 malucos dos inimigos na nossa base. Um rouba a bandeira e tem 4 protegendo ele. Mano. Ah, mano, não tem como ganhar isso aqui sem fechar a party, não, velho. Vai se foder, mano. Vai ter animal nessa porra, velho. Que? Para. Isso aqui tá muito diferente do ano passado.
Calma, Andrezão. Amor. Guerra de bolas de neve? Não,
Nossa, filho da puta. Vem. Ah, roubaram minha kill.
E a play de pub?
Mano, tem um cara de MT fudido do outro lado. Vai tomar no cu, velho.
Cadê os caras pra play?
Meu Deus!
Nunca vem só os 3.
Exatamente. Tava eu e você junto, a gente matou um cara, aí eu morri e veio mais outros 2 aí. Tá boa, né?
Vocês estão tentando com um modo aleatório? Vai boa, é isso mesmo?
Se eu matar 15 e não tiver vencido uma partida, eu nem vou tentar pegar esse pack aí, nem que a porra.
Ah, convida eu que eu quero pegar a pack. Do pack, do pack.
Pernilongo, filha da puta, mano.
Vou aproveitar que eu acabei de...
Bailon. Ela pegou. Aí você fala, compra um PS4.
Só segunda.
Agora você falava, não tenho celular pai pra isso. Alguém quebrou.
Não. Eu mandei só segunda, ele foi enchendo o saco falando dessa daqui, a mensagem mandei. Vai falando mais um pouco mais que a mensagem
Não, eu tô falando sério. Eu mandava assim, ó. Só quando você me pagar. Nem é zoeira. Se quiser eu pego o celular aí e te mando.
Você acha que foi o preço mais alto que você pagou? Cara, são vários pontos, né? Mas o preço mais caro vai ficar 5 pontos sem poder para 94 a 99, 5 anos, 95 anos. Família tive que ficar com o CPF, pelado, carteira de crédito, pai, por sorte, meu pai chamava essa palavra da família de CPF, José Carlos, lançamento. Mas lá, então, só acho que essa aqui é a bengala, mas o cartão é do meu pai. Isso aqui é bastante nova, nada, né? Acho que teve a impressão do meu pai da minha parte era nova, não ano de franchise para recuperar todo esse tempo, né? De pagar um passado. Depois que eu vi que é novidade, eu já disse aqui, ó, vou botar meu nome no contrato social. Você quer um preço maior do que esse para se pagar? Não, meu preço mais alto que você paga. Cara. Olha uma pergunta bacana, a porra da máquina de lavar, Bom, eu acho que no começo era um pouco mais complicado, eu já me acostumei. Mas algumas pessoas querem para a máquina.
Highlander? Meu Deus.
Comédia? Roubamos os teus ices?
Denunciar o Highlander. Pode denunciar o Highlander. Agora é um lixo. Não. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Vai se fuder, mano. Esse jogo é ridículo de ruim, mano. Cara, simplesmente me esqueci. Percebi que a Candela é muito melhor que a porra da Nova. Caralho, fiz a contenção pra você. Entrega essa porra, desgraçado. Ah, como que ele perde, velho? Ah, mano, eu fiz a maior contenção da história pra esse arrombado. Só que isso aqui é minha vida.
Não, filho da puta, vai dar certo!
Você vai roubar aqui, calma aí.
Não, tinha um cara do meu time. Pegou a bandeira e saiu correndo.
Nossa, snipado. Tem esse aqui, bora. Vai sacar de louco. Toda a bandeira? Ah, lixo de time! Eu também, mas eu tava correndo cego. Não, a Ing é muito AP, vai se fuder, cara. Eu não vejo meu time usar um desse, velho. bandeira aqui, o cara coloca a bandeira. Filha da puta. Ah não, tem como não, tem como não, tem como não, tem como não.
Pera aí.